What's up, guys? Today is the final filler episode of this week, and I wanted to end it on a T'Challa and Shuri story. So let's go. Now, before I start this, I'm going to begin with some lore and canon that I created for myself mentally. So, firstly, in my canon, T'Challa, Okoye, W'Kabi, a bunch of other Doras, and a bunch of other people kind of grew up together fairly loosely. Because their paths were more or less set, their families made sure that wherever they were going to end up, they were around people that they knew. They built the camaraderie young so that when they were older and in the positions of power, they would all know each other and they would be able to work together. Now, Nakia wasn't technically in that group because of reasons, but they were aware of each other and they all knew of her. And T'Challa had been enamored with her since they were quite young. Now, obviously, the whole group knew, but Shuri, who had been taking classes ahead of her time since she was quite young, so she was actually kind of ahead of T'Challa and his group, at least education-wise, so she hung out with them a lot because they were taking similar classes. Shuri also realized that T'Challa liked Nakia, and she decided that she was going to figure out when they had free time and make them cross paths. Very casually cross paths. Now, T'Challa could tell that Shuri was up to something, but he wasn't 100% sure what. He could just tell that she was like disappearing and reappearing at odd times and sending him on weird tasks. She forced a bunch of meet-cutes on them, like literally bumping into each other. She would have T'Challa go back and get her book from wherever Nakia happened to be. She would have him go pick up snacks from some of Nakia's favorite spots. They would keep bumping into each other. And every single time, T'Challa froze. Nakia was gracious, but every single time he froze until someone could rescue him. And Shuri decided enough is enough. She was going to get in the middle of all of them. So she creates a meet cute between her and Nakia. They get along almost immediately. Very fast friends, and one of the first things they bond on is how ridiculous T'Challa is. Nakia likes T'Challa. She wants him to talk to her, but he seems so shy and she doesn't know what to do. And now it's on little sister again to do some fun shenanigans. Her and the whole group of people decide to do some type of promposal-esque thing. There's a social event happening, yada yada. Like full choreography, technology integrated. It's a wild time with Nakia, and at the very end of the time, they push T'Challa in towards Nakia, and it's just him and her one-on-one in the middle of a huge group of people, and he freezes. And Shuri, expecting this, has a bit of technology that zaps him ever so slightly until he finally decides to talk to Nakia and ask her out on a date. And Nakia, looking at all of this ridiculous and all of the people that very obviously love T'Challa, she is, of course, happy to say yes. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I will see you next week.